Welcome to the Positive Pants Podcast. Mindset, motivation, and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. Let go of negative thinking and stop living for the weekend. With your host, Fran Excel.
So welcome to the show. As always, it's Fran Excel Mindset Coach, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you love. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm very grateful you've chosen to put me in your earbuds today. Please do hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything, and do leave me a review. I love reading them, and it really helps me get found by other people who need to hear what I share. I'd also love you to email me your mindset and productivity questions or topics you'd love me to cover to hello@franexcel.com, because I know a lot of you think I'm inside your heads because you tell me all the time. But if I don't know what you need, I can't give it to you. So let me know why your affirmations aren't working. Do you feel like you're saying all your affirmations and they just aren't working for you? You know, you've decided to give them a go because you are constantly reading about how amazing and life-changing they are for other people, and for some of the most successful people in the world, I might add, but something's just not clicking for you. It's leaving you feeling annoyed, frustrated, and let's be honest, a little bit silly, and wondering why you bother with this ridiculousness and thinking that everyone else is actually crazy pants, right? You are not alone. So it may just be a few key little tweaks that can make all the difference for you. A little troubleshooting, if you will. And there is so much science behind self-affirmations. And if you want to read up more, go check out anything on self-affirmation theory from Claude Steele. It's back from 1988. So this stuff's been around for a while. So what are affirmations anyway? Affirmations are essentially where you're working with the subconscious mind and your unconscious beliefs to drive your conscious behavior and create new, more helpful beliefs, shall we say. So they can help you overcome those annoying self-sabotaging thoughts that cause the self-sabotaging behaviors that stop you getting what you want in life. So it's important, right? Now, there are some key fundamentals as to why they might not be working for you right now. So let's see if we can sort a few of those out for you. But first of all, let's go back to the basics. Make sure your affirmation is in the present tense. Yeah. So not I will be, not in the past, not in the future, but I am. I am statements are amazing and they're super powerful because they're identity statements. Yeah. And then the next thing is make sure it's not including the word don't. For example, instead of I don't eat unhealthy foods anymore, use something like I enjoy healthy eating and love how it gives me more energy. Now, the reason for this, if you've been with me for a while, you'll know, the brain does not compute the word don't. It will ignore it. So essentially the way it reads, I don't eat unhealthy foods, is I eat unhealthy foods. So when you use don't in an affirmation, it's affirming the opposite of what you want. So another example, I don't want to be a failure. You're just affirming that you want to be a failure. So try instead, I am taking positive steps towards my success every day. So those are the core basics. Yep. So make sure it's in present tense and don't include the word don't. So next up, we have a few common things that people do that can get in the way of their affirmations working. So first of all, you think they're magic rather than science. Oh, so many people that teach them don't give you the why or the basic background of why they work on a psychological and neurological level. They give you the fluffy stuff, which makes you think it's magic. And all that kind of leads to is a lack of motivation, because really deep down, you don't believe they're going to work anyway. You feel like you're trying something that's pie in the sky, or it'll lead to inaction. Yeah, but either way, it won't work. So that's the first one. And another thing that I see really often is you're not taking any actual action to make them true. The affirmation itself is only half of the thing. You've got to do the other half of the thing. So the whole point of affirmations is to get your unconscious into a place where it lets you take the action towards your conscious desires so you can actually have them. That's kind of what is behind them. And with anything, there is always some sort of action that's required, even if it's a baby step, which it may be to start with. And it really, really, really gets my goat that this seems to be a key thing that so many people leave out when it is absolutely fundamental. Yeah. So the next thing, sorry if you can hear Milo trotting around in the background, being naughty. The next thing is all too conscious. Yeah. Affirmations work with your unconscious mind. You create cognitive dissonance when you consciously affirm something that completely contradicts your unconscious beliefs. It's almost like actually just reaffirming the negative belief. The little negative committee voice in your head says, don't think so, love. Yeah, and you're essentially completely lying to yourself. You're trying to affirm, he's growling now, you're trying to affirm something that you 100% don't believe to be true. So, for example, when you're told something like, I am financially free, money flows to me easily and effortlessly, you know this isn't true right now. So it does nothing but affirm your negative belief. So flip it on its head. What could be true right now? So how about something like, I always find the money I need for the things that I prioritize? Because that's true. See that time and time and time again. That's something you can likely get on board with and level up over time, so that I always find the money for things I prioritize may become, there's more than enough to go around. Your beliefs will change with these affirmations. And it takes you, the important bit is it takes you out of scarcity mode. It's the most important thing. Saying something that you feel in your heart to be an outright lie can actually make you feel worse, which is completely backed up by various scientific studies. So positive affirmations can make you feel worse if you're not doing them in the best way possible. Yeah. So not only are your affirmations not working, they're making you feel worse. They have to feel good. Emotion is a massive, massive key to getting anything that you want. So it activates the reward center of the brain, which will help form the habit and also help with the belief being accepted as truth. You're being rewarded for saying it, thinking it, feeling it. Yeah. So make them more powerful by allowing yourself to visualize your life. If they were all 100% true right now, your brain will do the rest of the work for you. It's always trying to make you right, and it doesn't distinguish between what's real and imagined, positive or negative, right or wrong. So show it your truth and let it get to work. Bear with me. Milo, be quiet. Totally not editing that out. So make them even more powerful by saying them while you're in the alpha brainwave state. This is a really, really key tip. So we're in the alpha brainwave state when you're in a meditative state, and also first thing in the morning or just before you go to sleep. Really, really key. Turbocharge. I don't know why he's growling. And another thing that I see is a lack of consistency. So you're flippant with saying your affirmations and only say them every now and again, rather than actually kind of making it a part of your routine. You want to be saying them or feeling them as often as you can throughout the day. So whether that's pop-ups in your phone, post-it notes around your house, lipstick on the mirror, in your journal, whatever you need to do. Yeah, but particularly focus on first thing in the morning around meditating and before you go to sleep, like I mentioned. Now, I've got a couple of quotes for you to really, really bring this home. Repetition is the mother of learning, the father of action, which makes it the architect of accomplishment. That's a Zig Ziglar quote. Essentially, it's saying the more you repeat things, the more likely you are to get what you want and to actually do the thing that you're trying to do. Or here's another one for you. Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. And that's Earl Nightingale. So they're really, really key. If you can actually take those and really understand them, it gives you that little bit of motivation to carry on with it. Next thing I want you to think about is watch the language you're using. As I mentioned before, make sure the language is in the present tense and that there's no negative words such as don't. You're saying affirmations to yourself all the time unconsciously, whether you think you are or not. That negative committee in your head is having a field day. I'm not confident. I'm not good enough. I'm not good at X, Y, Z. I can't have X, Y, Z. So you've got to make sure you turn the positive ones into habits. So you stop believing the negative ones and are able to challenge the negative ones far more quickly. Yeah, so watch out also for using someone else's affirmations. It's really important that you write them for yourself. You know, sure, take inspiration from other people, but it has to be your language, how you speak, words that you use, tone that you use. It needs to be believable for you, basically. So sure, take the ones that resonate, but how would you say the same thing conversationally with somebody? And then the next thing to think about, if you spend a little bit of time reading the huge list of affirmations created once, like you're just ticking something off the to-do list, and then spend the rest of the remaining part of your day telling yourself the opposite and how useless and ugly and fat and stupid and unlikable and how you'll never be successful, can you potentially see how that might be counterintuitive? It's just something to think about. Then the next thing, back to actually the actually taking action piece. You may not have tried to fit your affirmations in with your goals, which is something that's also important, or even set any at all. You might be blindly saying affirmations. How do you expect to get what you want when you're not 100% clear what that is? What is your motivation behind the affirmation? Whatever that is, what does it get you in the long run? If it were to be true now, what would it have got you? Yeah, trying to create, like I keep saying, as much emotion as you can with it. And then the next thing, oh, this is a big one. You don't actually want what you're affirming. If your affirmations are linked to something that you think you should want, not what you actually want, you're going to struggle. You really are going to struggle. You can see these a lot with weight loss affirmations and things like that, because deep down, you don't really want to eat all the salads, right? So it's about tweaking it to fit you for what can be true. They need to be in line with your core values, what you really want. Here's the thing. You're trying to train your brain, rewire it. Train your brain and your subconscious mind. Create new neural pathways, train your reticular activating system. It's a lot to ask if you're sending mixed messages, right? So in fact, you're not even sending mixed messages. You're reading something and then your subconscious will just go, well, that was weird, don't know what that was about, and set back to sending you all the evidence and behaviors of the messages that you're sending it the rest of the time. No. So here's a couple of extra tips for you. When you catch yourself in the negative Nelly moment, reread them or say them to yourself, but feel them as if they were already true in that moment. That is a great pattern interrupt. And writing affirmations by hand or saying them in front of a mirror so you can see yourself, or even including your name in them. I, Fran, am, it can really, really turbocharge those affirmations. And even doing them with somatic movement can be incredibly powerful, and actually using anchors with them. There's so many things that you can do. But another little tip is to revisit them regularly. They have to have some sort of emotional charge to them. And often that changes over time. For example, you might need to actually up level some of them because your subconscious has caught up with it. So what would the next level version of it be? Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, with all this stuff, if 5 minutes of your time every day to say some words out loud with a little feeling can help you get everything you want, is it not worth giving it a go? So hopefully a few of these tips will help you turbocharge those affirmations and start you seeing all those important results. And if you make yours, I would love to know what they are. Make sure you're tagging me in on Instagram at I'm Fran Excel, because I love to see them and I love to hear them. So let me know. So if you got value from this and in your gut that now is the time to step up and start rewiring your thinking and changing things for yourself, then book in a free discovery call so we can work out what needs to happen to get you from where you're at right now to the action-taking success you can be. And if you want my eyes and ears on your problems, I work with people one-on-one and through my Proactive Pants Mastermind. So stop waiting for if and when and decide to change things now, because you can. And as always, I hope that was helpful. So any questions, just let me know. And as always, I will see you next week. Bye.